Hey there, comic fans. I am back from the comic shop again this week. 4 new comics, 3 of them first issues. But first, let me tell you, got my website, jaredosborne.com, up and working again. And it's going to be, I'm just using it for links. Like last week I told you I made a PDF book of my 4 Talking Boxes comic strip here. I just realized this is 10 years old. I made these printouts for some Comic Con I was at 10 years ago. But my comic strip, I made a PDF of the first 500 strips. You can download it for free. So just go to jaredosborne.com. I'll leave a link below and click on the Dropbox link and you can get that. And I'm going to be putting all my links at jaredosborne.com. So this year I'm coming out with a lot of my old stuff I'm going to make PDF books out of and put them there. You can always go get them. Well, let's first start too with here's the comic cover that's been on my printer this week that I've been looking at. And this one's interesting. I had to look up who did it, even though it's Kirby and Sinnott. It didn't look like Kirby and Sinnott to me. I think that's a John Romita face on a couple of these too. But then I looked, I think, on the Grand Comic Book Database, and they said it's Kirby and Sinnott over an Ed Hannigan layout. And I think that's what made me, because I don't remember Kirby ever using one-point perspective. That's what makes this kind of look not like Kirby to me, is that one-point perspective. Everything going right back to the middle there. So this is Kirby and Sinnott over an Ed Hannigan layout. I thought that was kind of interesting. There's something I never would have known unless I looked it up on the Grand Comic Books database. But nice cover, Invaders number 5. Good stuff. Oh, and the freebie stuff. This is a Fantastic Four 2021 calendar. It's got a lot of the early FF covers on it. Let's see. What is that? That's May. So pretty cool. Marvel usually puts one of these out, promotional items every year. Had one hanging up last year. Fun stuff, and it's got, I just tore mine. And it's, of course, got advertisements for their stuff in it. There's a King in Black advertisement. After the dawn comes the rain. So, fun little promotional piece, FF calendar. Then, of course, we got the comic shop news. What is this? 2 Moons. I don't know what 2 Moons is, but he looks like a Union soldier. Maybe it's a historical piece. Let's give it a quick look and see. Uncivil horrors haunt Civil War tale. All right. Those knowledgeable in U.S. history are already aware of the horrors of the Civil War, but writer John Arcudi, he's been around for a long, long time, is set to make that strife-torn era more horrifying in the pages of his new Image Comics 2 Moons. Joined by artist Valerio Giangiordano, that's like Dick Giordano with a G in front of it. Giangiordano. Okay, yeah, of a young Pawnee man, a.k.a. 2 Moons, as he joins the Union side of the Civil War. All right, Civil War book. What did John Arcudi... I can still remember the first time I ran into his writing. I think it was on what was it called? The Creep in Dark Horse Presents. I forget who the artist was, but I think John Arcudi was the writer. But yeah, I always like checking out comic shop news and see what's coming. A Reckless book, Friend of the Devil. I read that on Hoopla. It was really good. I'm going to pick up the physical book one of these days. Oh, and now we got lots of stuff to look things up there. All right, so what comics did I get? First, I'll show you the one that was on my poll, and that's Once and Future, number 15. This has been good lately. I had, 4 issues ago, I had a criticism of it. I didn't like some of the fight scenes in it, but the rest of it's real good. I'm enjoying it. It's Grandma Buffy the Vampire Slayer and her grandson fighting literary monsters from folklore in English books. So it's been good stuff. Kieran Gillen, Dan Mora, and Tamara Bonvillain. Good stuff. Last week I had 3 comics end. Let's see, it was season 5, issue 6 of Kaiju Max was the last issue of that. They always does 6 issues, I think, a year. What else ended? Big Girls number 6 was the end of the story. That might be, I think I think that coming back depends on how well the trade sells, from what I could gather in the letters page. So that might come back, that might not. And Red Mother number 12, I believe that. I think that was the end of the series. That was at least the end of, it seemed to be the end of the series. So I don't know if Red Mother's coming back or not, but those 12 issues were real good. So that ended well. So I liked the ending of all three of those. It's funny, I didn't like the big girl ending as much the first time I read it, but then when I read it a second time later in the week, I think I liked it better. But yeah, the three comics ended last week, which is why this was the only old comic on my pull list, but I also put this on my pull list already. Crimson Flower, Kint, Lesniewski, and Crabtree. I generally like Matt Kint's writing, and it's funny, this guy, Matt Lesniewski, I don't think I've ever read a comic by him before, but I think I first discovered him years ago on Tumblr, of all places. And I think he's done other comics, but I've never picked any of them up. But I've often seen his kind of weird artwork on Tumblr, though I think he's now on Twitter because no one uses Tumblr anymore. He's got a very strange, odd style. And you can also see, you can often see on his Twitter, he does commissions, I think, of like Marvel and DC heroes, and they're always weirdly done. But once again, these Dark Horse books are pretty crappy. They're just crappy. I wish they were better, better physical feel to them, but they're just so thin and crappy that I'm not a huge fan of Dark Horse books. But I like this creative team, so I'll pick it up. And then I picked two first issues up off the shelf, and the first, I have no idea what it is. Abbott, 1973, caught my eye. I liked the cover. Journalists are detectives for the people. I don't know. And then I flipped it open, and I liked the artwork. That's just a very nice page. Lots of fashion, lots of nature in there. I just caught my eye, and like I said, I only had those two books on my pull list, so I was like, let's see what else I can find. And it looks like we get a previously in Abbott, so this obviously isn't the first time she's appeared. So, who's this? Saladin Ahmed, Sami Kivella, and Matea Icona. I wonder if this is from somewhere else, because all those names sound like they could be... Well, they sound like they're from all over the world, so it could be from Los Angeles, or New York. But I think Boom Studios is in Los Angeles. I'm not sure. Is there an address here? Yeah, Los Angeles, California. So caught my eye, grabbed that one. Then the other one I got with the unreadable logo. Rain Like Hammers. Okay. You say that's what this is a Brandon Graham. Oh, there's some of his other stuff. And it's funny, I can remember seeing this on the final order cutoff, and I didn't order it because it was like $5. And I was like, I don't know if I want a $5 issue from Brandon Graham. And then I was like, I saw it on the shelf. Like I said, I was like, I'll pay $5 for that. It's a thick one. What is that? 60 pages? That might be up around 60 pages thick, because it's big. And I can't remember the last thing I got by him. That was okay. It didn't blow me away, but I kind of... What's it? Is it on the back here? Multiple Warheads? No. Royal... Oh, that's an oversight. No. King City. Prophet. I got something by him. I don't think it was any of these. But it's chock full of Brandon Graham goodness, so I'll give that a read. All right. I think that's everything there. Let me give you a little look at something I did this week, and it's Dreams of Things 102. I colored this one with the big, sharp, gnashy teeth. I think I'm going to have to figure out how to do an art show on jaredosborne.com, too. I'm I have it set up as a WordPress site, but I'm not that adept with WordPress. But it's not that hard either, so I'm going to have to figure it out. There's a big red masked face with a green ear and psychedelic background and orange hair. Blue eyes, all sorts of strangeness on that one. But like I said, I want to gather all these together in a PDF book too. And when I do, I'll let you know, and it'll be at jaredosborne.com. So there you go. Little look at that. When did I do this one? March 22nd. It's funny because this one just happens to be. I have these all. I have to scan this whole stack in. There's about 20 of them here. Until they do, I just keep moving them. Like if I'm working in my easel, I have to move them somewhere onto my bed usually, and I keep moving them around, and new ones get in the front, and I go, oh, I don't remember that one, because often I draw them. I draw them, and then they go in the pile, and I'm working on the next thing. So it's like I forgot about this one back in March. As a matter of fact, let's pull out a random one just to change that for the heck of it. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, I remember that one. That one's fairly recent. That's my F-Train woman. Yeah, that was only November, so I remember it. So anyway, there you go. Some comics, some artwork, and you guys have a good week out there.